Fresh off the first marquee win of the Mark Pope era, the Kentucky Wildcats have returned to Lexington as they host the Lipscomb Bisons, preseason favorites out of the A-Sun. Alongside former Wildcat Travis Ford, I'm Andrew Kappas. And Travis, a week ago tonight, but what a win for Kentucky, beating number 6 Duke.
What a week for the Cats. A huge win on the national stage against a very talented Duke team, and no one was more important than Andrew Carr. He was rewarded with SEC Player of the Week. Carr is a mismatch problem at 6'9". He can step out and shoot it from 3. He loves to pick and pop, but he also can take you off the dribble and score in the paint. And most importantly, he is a leader on this basketball team, plays with great emotion, great intensity, and it becomes contagious to all his teammates.
Andrew Carr named SEC Player of the Week for his efforts there in Atlanta against Duke. Amari Williams in the circle, and he wins the tip against Dylan Faulkner, a former high jump champion. We're going to see him bounce around tonight. Cats in white, Lipscomb in gold as Lamont Butler, who was first out during warm-ups, drives in, gets it to Carr, spinning around, now a little fader left short.
Lipscomb will push the basketball, but analytically they're one of the slower teams in the country in their first 5 games. But they'll take a good early shot if it's there. If not, they're going to take this shot clock down to probably 5 or 8 seconds with all their offensive motion.
2 of the top 3 scorers from last year are back for Lipscomb, as there's a steal by Lamont Butler into the lane. No numbers yet, but he has Andrew Carr trailing. Lipscomb gets back on D, though. Otega-Owe is Kentucky driving with Owe off the glass and in. Boy, Travis, he is so dangerous off the dribble, isn't he?
He is powerful. He's got a big, strong body. He can put it on the floor, but he also can step out and he's shooting the ball from 3 extremely well.
Jumper off the elbow, off the glass and in for the Jacksonville transfer, Giassi Powell.
Powell's probably their best one-on-one player on their team as far as being able to take someone off the dribble.
Just eclipsed the 1,000-point mark for his career as Owe lines up a 3 and knocks it down.
Owe off to a great start here with the long mid-range jumper.
Now the biggest thing for Lipscomb is they get Jacob Ognosovic back, their leading scorer from 2 years ago. He was named the preseason League Player of the Year last year, but missed all of the campaign due to injury. And we were talking with Lenny Acuff. You see him there in his 6th season at the helm of Lipscomb about how important he is to this team. And Acuff, Travis, I think he's done a tremendous job since coming in from Alabama Huntsville at the D2 level.
A veteran coach, been in coaching for over 32 years, has an incredible reputation as a coach and even more as a person.
They have to settle for the 3 off the front of the rim from Faulkner, no good. And Kentucky running up by 3. Otega-Owe, the only point so far for the Cats, but here's Jackson Robinson around a screen, left it a bit long. Curious, Travis, if the Cats will try to get Jackson going early because he did not have a good offensive night, at least against Duke.
Well, the way Lipscomb plays their defense in the gaps, Kentucky should be able to get up a lot of 3s today, and Robinson, that will benefit him.
Otega-Owe blocks a 3 from beyond the arc. Now Amari Williams in transition. Owe.
You'll see Lipscomb playing in the gaps, which should open up the 3-point shot. Not that Kentucky needs openings to shoot it,
no.
But it should create a lot of open shots.
They almost got in the gap there on Owe's drive, but he was able to get out of that double team that shifted over. A little step back 3 from Butler. True.
That's a good sign for Kentucky. Butler hadn't been shooting the ball extremely well from 3, but to see the ball go in.
Not for a lack of effort from the San Diego State transfer. He was the first out at shoot-around this morning and the first out during warm-ups this afternoon. Kentucky off to a good start from the floor. They lead by 6. Driving down is Pruitt. Pruitt runs out of real estate and bangs it off the right leg of Amari Williams. Mark Pope get off of his first signature win as a Kentucky coach, beating an AP top 10 team in just his 3rd game. That's the fastest in the storied history of this Kentucky program. Of course, a 1996 national champion when he was team captain for the Cats, and a man that you played for, and Rick Pitino, as Pruitt will go to the free throw line.
Pruitt's an all-conference player for Lipscomb, a tough, gritty guard who can score really deep from the three-point line, but also tough around the rim, put it on the floor. They need him to play well tonight for them to have a chance.
Preseason All-A-Sun. He was second-team All-A-Sun last year as he makes the first free throw. 6'3" senior from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. One of the top assist man in the country last year, and he does not turn the ball over. Not much more you can ask for from your guard.
No, shoots at a high percentage. Lipscomb, similar to Kentucky, is an older basketball team. A lot of grad transfers, seniors, very similar to Kentucky's roster.
Yeah, they have 0 freshmen, the Bisons. 5 sophomores, 5 juniors, and 5 seniors. Butler probing in the paint. Now a step back. Fading jumper is good, and Butler off to a hot start.
Kentucky's getting any shot that they want at this point.
10-4. Cats in front. We have not seen the zone yet, I don't think, from Lipscomb.
You probably will see it pretty soon.
He said they deploy it about 20% of the time. Agnosovic, a 3, left it long.
He's capable of making that shot. Been struggling of lately, but he's more capable of making it.
And Owe got a little aggressive. He saw that lane, Travis, wide open, and he wanted to run right down it, but ran through his man.
Good defensive play by Pruitt.
Yeah, Pruitt getting set, and you see a little arm extension there, too. You're not going to get away with that one too many times.
No, that's a good call by the referee.
Kobe Brea, nation's leading three-point shooter last year. He's shooting, just 75% from deep. This year, he checks in for the first time.
I know him pretty well. Competed against him last couple of years at Dayton. Just an elite three-point shooter, one of the best in the country.
Three-pointer for Williams left short, but a rebound for Pruitt. Shots not falling for Lipscomb right now, and that's not a good recipe when you're on the road as a heavy underdog.
No, they're going to keep shooting it, though. Coach Acuff told his team, take any open 3 you can get. We need to take as many as we can shoot.
Robinson off the front of the rim. And Lipscomb with Pruitt getting the rebound. Just feel like if they can take the lid off, though, that would alleviate a lot of the stress. Maybe they get it here. 3 from beyond the arc, again long. Kobe Brea, a big guard, gets the rebound. Jackson, he wants to shoot this in transition, and he's got it.
Another assist to a three-point shot. That's why Kentucky is one of the leading assist teams in the country at 23 assists a game. When they're making 11 threes a game, it racks up the assists.
Pruitt kicks it out to Williams. He's open for 3, unable to answer. In and out with Amari Williams getting the rebound.
These are all good looks by Lipscomb.
Yeah.
They're open, and they're going to keep shooting it.
Fortunately for the Bisons, the Cats have been nearly perfect, 6 of 7, and they lead 13-4. Robinson and a tangle up near the elbow, and that's going to keep us here as Pruitt is called for the foul. But a hot shooting start for the Cats. They're up by 9 here in Lexington. Jacob Agnosovic and the Lipscomb Bisons, the preseason favorite in the Atlantic Sun, nearly unanimous. Austin Peay, North Alabama, and North Florida off to a great start, also garnering votes as well. But they are sure glad to have Jacob Agnosovic back after missing all last year.
Agnosovic has great footwork in the paint. Really can score with a lot of different moves, fadeaways, up and unders. But he also can step out and shoot it from 3, which makes him a hard guard, a tough mismatch. And he's a legit 6'9". He actually looks even a little bigger than that to me. A great body. 2 years ago had 27 at Michigan. So he's a proven scorer and one of the best players in their league.
If you thought he would have any rust, Travis, look at those numbers. Nearly 21 points a game. He dropped 30 on Duquesne in their season opener.
And Duquesne's got a nice basketball team, a tough place to play. He will score a lot of points this year, a lot of points for Lipscomb.
Kentucky up by 9, and we were talking during the break, Travis. Lipscomb 1 for 8, but they've been great looks.
They have to take them. If they're going to have a chance tonight to hang here with Kentucky, they've got to keep shooting the 3.
Kentucky up by 9. The Cats are 5 of 8 from the floor, but 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. As Brandon Garrison into the game for the first time, gets to the rack, off the glass and in.
Nice move. Everybody talks about Kentucky's 3s. They've got 2 low post scorers, and Brandon Garrison and Amari Williams, who can score inside in the paint.
Garrison and Kerr Creasa, my apologies, the other to check in during that dead ball for the first time tonight for the Cats, joining Carr and Robinson
the deeper Lipscomb gets into their offense, you're going to start seeing a lot of back doors, a lot of back cuts, spreading the court as much as they can. Kentucky's doing a great job of taking away the penetration.
Giassi Powell has the only field goal for Lipscomb, but he left that one short. In transition, this is a dangerous man to leave out there from beyond the arc. This one too.
Yeah, Kerr plays with a lot of confidence. Made a bunch of big shots against Duke.
A little high-low action to Andrew Carr, unable to finish. Well defended there by Lipscomb inside the paint. They had 3 defenders converge on Carr. Ognasovic going to work on Carr. Little fader, too strong. 1 of 10 now. Backdoor cut, Robinson creases pass, not enough mustard on it. Stolen by Miles White.
This pace is probably a little quicker than Lipscomb wants to play. Benefits Kentucky.
Little putback is good from Ognasovic.
Nice penetration. All the Kentucky players went towards the ball, left Ognasovic wide open for a putback.
Breaks a scoreless drought for the Bisons. They pulled back to within 11, but Robinson will push it right back to 13.
I feel Robinson's being a little more aggressive than he has been in the last couple of games. They were setting a lot of early screens for him to put the ball in his hands. It's good to see him score under the three-point line. We all know he can make shots outside the 3.
Paint opened up there for a brief moment, and Grant Asman took advantage. He gets fouled on the way through, but on the floor. Ansley Almanor transferred from Fairleigh Dickinson into the game for the first time for the Cats. Pruitt returning for Lipscomb along with Dylan Faulkner.
Coach Pope going deep into the bench, which doesn't surprise me. When you've been off a week, guys early in the game, they get winded a little bit quicker, get a lot of guys in the game, keep everybody fresh.
And he had a little bit of a tighter rotation against Duke than what we saw the first couple of games.
No question.
Almanor did see the floor, but he saw significantly less minutes, and same thing with Colin Chandler, the freshman, who was also into the game for the first time. Great block by Amari Williams. Kentucky in transition, can't find anything open, so Brea will slow it up. Brea shooting a legit 75% from 3. Has a fading 2 there, but it's left long for Pruitt.
He doesn't take many of those mid-range shots. You see Lipscomb will push the ball up the floor as quick as they can, as fast as they can. They may not take a shot, but they're trying to put pressure on the defense.
Asman's 3 is off the back iron and unable to be kept alive by Dylan Faulkner. A little give and go between Amari Williams and Kerr Kriisa, and he went tumbling out near the baseline. Kentucky on top, 17-6. They're shooting well from the floor, 64% and up 11. So many questions of how this Kentucky team would gel when first-year head coach Mark Pope brought an entirely new squad here to Lexington. Well, those questions were answered, Travis, pretty quickly last Tuesday night when the Cats upset number 6 Duke and kind of put this team on the national radar.
Coach Pope's done a masterful job of developing chemistry with a group of guys who haven't been together. And you see it in this video here, and it's always nice when it's led by your athletic director.
Mitch Barnhart making that hire over the spring. And it's hard to believe that it was April when this place was sold out for a press conference. But Kentucky able to turn Cooper Flagg over a couple of times there down the stretch. He was dominant, 26 and 12, but the experience of Kentucky really showed there down the stretch.
I think that was probably the difference in the game. Obviously Coach Pope in that last time out knew exactly what Duke was going to. But I think, Kentucky just kept hanging in there. There was instances throughout the game where you thought Duke might try to extend the lead further. Cooper Flagg misses 2 free throws, 8-minute mark now, which were 2 big missed free throws, and then Kentucky pretty much controlled the game from that point on.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, the Kentucky video team put together a recap video, and it went viral, that clip of him saying exactly what he was going to do, Cooper Flagg, and helped generate a game-changing turnover as Ansley Almanor is loose for 3.
Well, that's what he can do. That's what he's in the game to do, is to knock down threes. That is definitely his strength.
Set a school record at Fairleigh Dickinson with 93 of them last year.
Butler's got great size. He's a legit 6'7". Another assist for Kentucky. Again, all these threes are coming off driving kicks, drawing the defense, making two guys play one, and Kentucky always finds the open man. Very rarely do they take a bad shot. Very rarely do they make a bad pass.
The unselfishness has really shown through. This team is on pace to shatter the assist record here at Kentucky. I know it's only 3 games in, but you just got to love the way they're sharing the ball as they get to know to play with each other.
I think there's a pretty good chance they'll get that record.
Colin Chandler has it tipped away, and last touch by Chandler. Kentucky, you look at those assist numbers, it's kind of appropriate there. You were on a couple of those teams, weren't you?
I was. The 92-93, that was our Final Four year here. And right now, Kentucky is averaging 11 threes a game off these assists that we're looking at. That 92-93 team holds the record at 10 threes a game.
That's the offense, what Mark Pope wants to do. Kind of a free reign is what a shot on a fadeaway jumper by Ignacevic.
That's not an easy shot. It shows his great footwork. Fadeaway.
Way outside for Kerr Kriisa, left short.
He made 2 of those against Duke that were big shots when they needed them.
And he's not shy about shooting them, or shy in general.
No.
Spinning to the basket, nice little baby hook there. Banged in from Charlie Williams.
Back-to-back points, 4 points in the paint for Lipscomb.
Seems to be a point of emphasis out of the timeout. Almanor off another screen.
That was a little quick, probably. See if Lipscomb goes back inside here after getting 2.
Joe Anderson swings it to the open man. 3 left off the front of the rim, and Almanor cleans it up. Kentucky up by 10. Chandler from deep. Rebound to Will Pruitt. And Chandler playing defensive back, climbs the ladder and prevents Ignacevic from getting an easy bucket. A little mini 4-0 run here for the Bisons.
Yeah, Lipscomb needs to get Ignacevic going. That's one of his strengths, being able to shoot over guys with his size, with great footwork, and then going right back inside to their starting center.
Lipscomb would love to bring this game back to single digits on this possession. Under 10 to go as Pruitt will drive. Little layup left too strong. Kriisa out in front to Carr. Carr will back his man down, flip it out to Robinson, and good job by Lipscomb to get back.
Kentucky will use their centers to facilitate a lot of their offense from the top of the key. Try to get ball movement side to side, play inside to out.
Haven't seen a lot of Brandon Garrison or Amari Williams tonight. Here's Garrison working. Fadeaway jumper is no good. Bit of a pile up down low and cleaned up by Pruitt. Anderson gets around Kriisa, and I think he had Kriisa beat off the dribble, so Kerr grabbed him on the way through.
Now, Lipscomb's done a good job of getting in the seams of the defense and creating and drawing some fouls, getting some shots inside. They've missed a lot of layups that probably should have went in. They had a chance, but they're doing a good job of getting past the initial line of defense of Kentucky.
Anderson was 3rd in the nation last year in assist-to-turnover ratio. They are very comfortable with either him or Pruitt running the point.
Yeah, veteran point guards, 2 guys that can both handle it. A 3-to-1 assist-turnover ratio is very impressive.
Pruitt kicks it out to Williams. They have yet to hit one of those, trying to get the lid off. Butler back into the game. Driving on Anderson, using his body. Can't get the finish, but he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Butler's really good at seeing those open gaps early within the offense, especially he's a more physical point guard against a smaller point guard.
Yeah, Butler using that size advantage, saw the lane open up too.
Butler in the line for 2.
Butler, the transfer from San Diego State, most famously hit that game-winning shot that sent the Aztecs past Florida Atlantic in the Final Four. That's the kind of guy that you love to have on a roster that has Final Four aspirations.
And Lamont Butler can change a game with his defense. He is a game changer. Anytime you can have your point guard, who's an elite defender, defensive player of the year in his league last year, anytime you have a point guard that's a defender as he is, it changes a game. It starts your defense, and it makes the other team think about it all night long, because all kinds of his hands are on balls. Gets a lot of steals. It creates a lot of pressure.
1 out of 2 there for Butler, just a 67% free throw shooter to open the year. Ognasovic, he can shoot that, and he will here. Left of the rim, no good. Carr running in transition, runs right at his man, but almost lost his footing. Brea, he's in range out there too. He'll drive to the basket though. Turnaround jumper, no good, but the putback is there from Garrison.
Kentucky's out-rebounding their opponents by 10 a game, and Lipscomb's getting out-rebounded by 5 a game. So Kentucky should have a major advantage on rebounding.
So far, the Cats +6 in the rebounding advantage. Ognasovic out to Anderson with 5 to shoot for the Bisons. Pruitt in some trouble on the block. Now will spin, trying to get contact, hits the side of the backboard. Great D from Jackson Robinson. Robinson, a little step back 3. Good. Timeout Lipscomb as Jackson Robinson brings the Rupp Arena faithful here to their feet.
Robinson's playing with a lot of confidence.
A 16-point lead for Kentucky. Big reason why from beyond the arc.
Right now, Kentucky's seeing a big rim. Shooting the ball with a lot of confidence, 5 of 9, especially Jackson Robinson getting off to a great start, pulling up right on the break, a shot that is one of his strengths. Jackson Robinson reminds me a lot of Derek Miller, who played here at Kentucky back in the early 90s.
Only had 1 point against Duke, but Mark Pope was quick to point out his defensive contributions down the stretch, and I think that's what makes this team so dangerous, doesn't it, Travis? That Robinson, who arguably is their best offensive player, has an off night, and Kentucky still beats the number 6 team in the country.
That's what makes any good team become great, when everybody's unselfish and you can contribute in other ways besides just scoring. There's one of the backdoor plays coming out of timeout that Lipscomb worked on yesterday in practice, trying to relieve some pressure. Kentucky's pressure defense by going backdoor. Good setup there coming out of timeout by Coach Acuff.
And the first 2 games, Kentucky had 6 different scorers in double figures. They had to settle for 4 double-figure scores against Duke as Pruitt makes the first free throw. He's 3 of 3 from the line tonight.
You know, a lot of people ask me all the time, who's Kentucky's best player? It's impossible to say. They all contribute in a lot of different ways.
2 of 2 for Pruitt. He's 4 of 4 from the free throw line. And he brings Lipscomb back to within 14. But the Bisons just 4 of 21 from the field and 0 of 12 from downtown.
Yeah, that's until they start making a few threes, it's going to be a strain, especially if they're making 2s and Kentucky keeps making 3s. It's going to be a long night.
Another one for Lamont Butler. He's got a quick 9 points in this. 29-12, Kentucky in control. Giassi. Baseline pass to Faulkner, knocked out of bounds by Butler with 9 to shoot.
Great job here of using the ball screen. Kind of a step back 3. Not an easy 3 to make, but when the defender goes underneath the ball screen, any Kentucky player is going to shoot the 3.
It was interesting because before the Bucknell game, that was a point of emphasis for Kentucky, was to go over the top of that screen and not behind it when Kentucky was on defense. And I guess to your point there is why.
Yes.
Garrison's been getting a long run at the 5 for Kentucky here in the first half. Robinson feeling himself. 3-pointer's no good, but he got fouled by Pruitt, and he'll go to the line for 3.
That's a great feel by Robinson. They were pressing back up on him because he's made a few shots, and being able to draw a foul from the 3-point line is a great feel for a player when they're feeling that pressure. NBA guys do a great job of that. You see it all the time in the NBA.
First one is good from Robinson. Not a very big sample size, but a very uncharacteristic start for him at the free throw line, just 25%, but that's a number that he's been consistently above 80 for his career. So you expect that law of averages to come back on that one.
That'll come back for him.
He's 2 for 2 here.
Without question. Those numbers will go up very, very fast. Numbers this time of year are kind of skewed a lot of times because you don't have a big size to judge it by, but there's no question he'll end up being in the 70s, close to the 80s.
And a great bounce back game for him already. He's in double figures, first Wildcat to do that.
I like his mindset. I think that's important coming to a game like this where maybe he wasn't scoring in the last couple of games, but coming out and being more aggressive because they're going to need him to score in order to be the team that they want to be this year.
20-point lead for Kentucky with 6:15 left in the first half. Lipscomb just has not shot the ball well. They've gotten some good looks, although those have been kind of drying up here in the last few possessions as well.
They've gotten a little bit tighter. They're not shooting the ball quite as freely from the three-point line as they were earlier. I think they were letting the misses bother them a little bit. You got to keep shooting them.
Powell has to force one up, and he does hit the rim, and a great rebound and putback from Dylan Faulkner.
Tough shots seem to rebound awkwardly, and it's tough a lot of times to come up with the rebound, but good putback by Lipscomb by Ognasovic.
You're not going to out-jump Faulkner very much because he was a state champion in high jump, even though he's listed at 6'9". His Butler will spin to the rack. He left it short. But a great spin move as it's cleaned up by Faulkner. See, Faulkner was shooting that earlier and now a little hesitant.
Very hesitant.
He'll take this one, though. No good.
They all seem to be hitting the front of the rim. You know, Lipscomb just played 2 days ago at Western.
Yeah, it's good.
They may have a little bit of a fatigue factor.
Robinson to the rack is fouled. Took a hard spill, but he's right back up on his feet.
The foul is on Faulkner. That's his second and the team's sixth.
Second foul on Dylan Faulkner.
Some of Kentucky's best offense has been the early offense, taking the drive when it's there, taking the open three when it's there. But you can look, even on the foul line right now, Lipscomb's players are on their knees. Seem to be a little bit tired right now.
Jackson named to the preseason John Wooden Award watch list, just one of 50 players in all of college basketball. Preseason All-SEC third team as well. It's hard to judge that, obviously, because he competed in the Big 12 last year with BYU, but clearly a guy that is on the national radar and a guy, the reason why he came to Kentucky, not just to follow Mark Pope, but he wanted to improve that NBA draft stock as well.
And I think he has a chance with his size and ability to shoot the basketball. He's an important piece for Kentucky because he understands Coach Pope's system. He can help the other players through it.
He's got a baker's dozen with 13 of Kentucky's 34. Ognasovic spinning around. They want to get him freed up. Instead, they free up Williams. Finally, one goes in for Lipscomb, and even he throws up his hands and says, man, they finally took the lid off.
Eventually, one's going to go in. It can become contagious as well. I think they'll just keep shooting it, and that's their only chance at this point.
Butler off the elbow. Miles White, the rebound. Anderson got loose. Great give and go, and a hard foul from Lamont Butler, or a hard landing, I should say. Foul wasn't very hard, but I think Butler paid the price on that as he lands on his backside, but is right back up on his feet.
Great pocket pass here by Anderson. Ognasovic normally picks and pops. This time he rolls to the rim and is getting rewarded with 2 free throws.
And I think that's why Butler, I think, cheated so hard on that, right? Because that's the scout typically, as he will pop out from there.
And Lipscomb worked on that yesterday in practice. Popping a lot, but also mixing it up, rolling to the rim. Having a good balance between the both.
Ognasovic makes the first free throw, and Lamont Butler out of the game, but the good news is it doesn't appear to be very serious after that fall. He was right back up on his feet.
I think it would take a lot to hurt him.
Yeah. Couple of free throws for Ognasovic. 34-19. Amari Williams back into the game. Here he is with the ball. Otega Owe fed on a great one from Carr, and Owe finishes.
That's one of Kentucky's quick hitting plays where they feed the post and they get action on the weak side, but it's a pass to the post to get an assist to cutter to the rim.
Finished nicely as the lead back to 17. Anderson, step back three, left long. Owe the rebound. Backdoor pass to Creasa. Great find, just couldn't get a good look at the rim. Robinson, a little lob to Amari Williams, and he was held down. And that'll be Kentucky basketball coming up out of the break.
Ortega always, this is that quick hitting play. Great pass, an assist from Carr. Ortega's done a great job of leading Kentucky in scoring this year.
First game for Mark Pope and the Wildcats inside the AP top 10. And how about that jump, Travis? They go 10 spots after that win in the Champions Classic over number 6 Duke. It is the largest jump in the AP poll in the storied history of Kentucky basketball.
Well, I was told that stat today, and it shocked me. But I guess it could make sense a little bit. That's a big, big jump, but deservingly so. They are a top 10, if not a top 5 team. They're so dangerous. Everybody talks about their offense and how great three-point shooting, their assists and all that, and deservingly so, a great offensive team. But I think their defense is just as good. When you've got two guys from Lamont Butler and Amari Williams who are your bookends defensively, 2 defensive players of the year, you're going to be very, very good defensively. And they've done that so far in about all their games that they've played. It's just been really elite defensively.
It was the biggest jump in school history. The previous was 9, the 01-02 team. Tayshaun Prince was a junior, Keith Bogans a sophomore. I believe that was the year that Tayshaun hit 5 threes in a row against North Carolina, and Bill Raftery left us with that great line that he's not a prince, he's a king after he hit that
That's
5th
right.
one.
That's exactly. Well, I think not a lot of people knew what to think about Kentucky. With so many new players, for them to start ranked a little bit lower was not as surprising, but I think they quickly got the attention of everyone across the country.
Yeah, just so many unknowns with 0 returning production. Is off the 1-and-1. Amari Williams missed the free throw, and Agnostovic, again, a little bit left.
You're not going to get more open than that.
Kentucky in front by 17 with 3 and change left in half number 1 here. Jackson Robinson's been sensational.
Oh.
And a foul called behind him. I think that was on Amari Williams.
Illegal screen. Anytime the ball gets stuck in one area for a long period of time, it's usually not a good thing. And they were kind of stuck over there on the right wing.
And you can kind of see nudges him a little bit there.
That was more of a push into Amari than it was an actual illegal screen.
3-pointer on the way, and again, the struggles will continue. They are 1 of 17 from 3 as Robinson pulls up. Cleaned up by Agnostovic. Lipscomb just trying to get those shots to fall and see if they can get back in the game.
Again, they all been good shots, but every one of them are hit the front of the rim.
What a job by Jackson Robinson to collapse on that, forcing the steal.
Great hands by Kirk Creasa to get the steal. Something Kentucky likes to do here, playing out of the post.
Brea, ball fake, open for 3. Yes!
It's like a layup. When he's wide open, it's going in. It's like a layup.
Led the nation in 3-point shooting last year at Dayton. And he just may do that again here at Kentucky. Is this one a little bit long? Amari Williams the board. Williams fakes the handoff, wants to drive, gets to the rack, left it short, but it'll go to the line for 2. I mean, just one of the smoothest strokes, Travis.
Good two-man game here. Great shot fake by Brea, and just a pure stroke. You see his follow through. Those gave me a few nightmares the last couple of years.
Yeah, when you were at St. Louis, I mean, it's hard to believe he was coming off the bench for the Flyers.
Yeah, he was 6th man of the year in the A-10 last year. Important piece for Dayton. Kind of the same role for this Kentucky team, but
in and out of the first free throw.
He'll play what you would call starters minutes.
Right.
It's not going to really matter on this team who starts, who doesn't start. He's going to play a lot of minutes because they need him on the floor. He can stretch the defense, that's for sure.
Well, maybe not great for him last year coming off the bench, but certainly prepared him for his role with Kentucky.
Without question, you know, especially in today's world of the portal and transferring, a lot of these guys find themselves in a little bit different position than they were in their last team that they played for. Not so with Brea, so I absolutely probably prepared him for this.
Williams makes the second. It's been a quiet night for Amari. That's his first point of the evening. He's been averaging a double-double, 12 and 12 a game coming in.
The way the three's been going down, they haven't really had to go inside a whole lot, but he's done a great job of taking people from off the dribble from the foul line.
White over to Ognasovic, and he just has not been able to get loose tonight. Here's Powell. Powell rattles one home. He could score it, Travis. He just joined the 1,000-point club the other night.
He can put the ball in the hole. Again, he has a lot of freedom to shoot. He's a very good one-on-one player. Has the ability to get hot. Very streaky, but can get hot.
Kirk Risa, you don't want to leave him open. Yes!
A lot of these threes are the product of Lipscomb playing in the gaps. Watching a lot of film, I thought Kentucky would get a lot of threes tonight based on how Lipscomb plays defense.
Kentucky 8 of 13 from downtown. Absurd. Ognasovic, a little fadeaway jumper is good. He's got 8, but they'll need more from him to get back in it.
They're going to need some from the three-point lines. He's capable. He's missed some open ones. Just getting a little careless on the offensive there, an easy layup.
Steal out up top of the key, and Kentucky just could only get one man back in time, and finished off by Powell. And he's got 7. 30 seconds to go. Kentucky up by 17, which is roughly where the advantage has been tonight. As Garrison unable to find it. 23 seconds, the shot clock is off, and Lipscomb will hold it for the final shot of the half. A half in which they've shot just 27% from the floor.
Look for Pruitt to take a one-on-one here, probably going to his right.
Yes, sir.
Down the lane, pick and pop.
Out to Ognasovic for 3. In and out, no good. And the tip back is no good either as the buzzer sounds. And an impressive first half for Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats. They are 8 of 13 from deep, 50% overall from the floor, and are in control against Lipscomb as the Cats lead 43-26 here inside Rupp. Kentucky in control. They're up 17 here at the break inside Rupp Arena. And Travis, for Lipscomb to get back in this game, they need more from Jacob Ognasovic.
Yeah, for them to have a chance to close this gap, he's going to have a big second half. He did a good job under the three-point line, but he needs to knock down some threes for them to cut this margin back to get it to even close. But they're going to need him to have a big second half.
And for Kentucky, Jackson Robinson has shook off that bad night offensively against Duke, and he's been big, 13 in the first half.
Yeah, Robinson had a big first half. Very, very aggressive. One of the reasons Kentucky only had 4 assists in the first half was because Robinson was doing a great job of scoring one-on-one. And, you know, he has the ability to do that, can get hot. He just hasn't really shown it yet in the Kentucky uniform, just how great a scorer he can be, but I think you're going to see it.
We haven't seen it a lot this year where just a couple of guys take over, but that was a little bit of the story in the first half. With Robinson's 13 and Lamont Butler's 9, they combined for over half of Kentucky's points.
Yeah, that's going to be probably on any given night with Kentucky. They've got so many guys that can score. They pass the ball so well, which anytime you pass the ball the way Kentucky passes it, it gives you great balance. When you're unselfish like Kentucky is, it gives you, it makes everybody dangerous on the offensive end.
17-point advantage for Kentucky and head coach Mark Pope. We mentioned it earlier, he became the fastest UK coach in history to beat an AP top 10 team. And Coach Pope was joking about it and said, well, most of those guys didn't have as early of a chance as I did. But you can kind of look at it the other way. That's a heck of an opening test, just your third game in with a completely new unit.
Yeah, Coach Pope's done a masterful job of putting this team together. But he is a coach that develops players, breathes confidence in every player, every coach, gives players freedom to use their talents, a fun style of play. We saw, The shoot-arounds are loose and fun, but there's structure to everything that he's doing. He's done just an incredible job of developing chemistry with a group of guys who have never played together before.
Lipscomb out of the break will have the ball first. It's a 17-point Kentucky lead, but if the Bisons can knock down a couple of threes, get some stops, you know, they would like to work it back to 10 maybe and then see what happens from there, right?
Three-point shot's the great equalizer. One team can get hot, the other team gets cold. You never know what happens.
Can't get much colder if you're Lipscomb from three than in the first half. They were 2 of 19.
Can only go up from there.
As that ball kicked out of bounds, or knocked out of bounds, I should say, by Pruitt. Senior from Mount Juliet, Tennessee.
Be interesting to see the second half. Kentucky with only 4 assists in the first half. If Coach Pope talked about sharing the ball a little bit, getting those assist numbers up.
Maury Williams to the rack, unable to finish. Owe just has sticky hands, able to keep the ball. No good, but the putback jam from Amari Williams.
Well, he has a clear athletic advantage, size advantage.
Just get out of his way when he's in that lane unblocked.
He plays above the rim.
Talking with Ravi Moss, who I worked with last week, he mentioned about the Kentucky bigs having much more freedom with the ball than most traditional offenses. Is that one an air ball cleaned up by Carr?
Well, you see Carr bringing the ball up the court. Kentucky uses their big men to facilitate a lot of their offense from the top of the key. And there's Robinson being aggressive off the dribble again.
He's got 15 after that little floater. Great start for Kentucky, though. They have stretched the lead to 21 as that one blocked by Owe, out of bounds off the hand of Pruitt, or out of the hand of Pruitt, I should say.
Williams here playing above the rim, put back. Kentucky out-rebounding their opponents by 10 a game.
Hard to believe there's 4 yellow jerseys there in the paint, and that's going to be something that, you know, Lenny Acuff is not going to be happy when he sees the tape on that.
No, you've got to get a body. If somebody's athletic as Amari Williams, you've got to put a body on. That takes players' athleticism away.
He ran unobstructed there down the paint for that offensive rebound and put back. 16 to shoot. Quick firing, top of the key, and again, no good. 2 of 20 from deep. Down the lane, Butler like a freight train off the glass and in.
Being aggressive, Kentucky last couple trips being aggressive early in transition. Coach Acuff getting a quick timeout.
Not liking what he sees at the start of the second half. The lead is expanded to 23 for Kentucky. Lamont Butler, 11 points tonight, and he's been doing it inside and out, Travis.
Yeah, Lamont known for his defense, but has the ability to put the ball in the hole. One thing, he takes good open threes. There, the defender goes below the screen. He takes advantage of it. But once he gets under the three-point line, he does a great job of protecting the basketball and getting low to the ground, which is good for any point guard.
He and Jackson Robinson are in double figures, and you brought up this point earlier, Travis. Lamont Butler uses his body so well when he's driving down the lane. Some guys don't know how big they are, but Butler knows how to use his size.
Butler knows he's strong. He knows he's physical, and he uses that to his advantage. You're exactly right. A lot of players, they don't use the advantages they have, the strengths that they have. He understands that he is bigger and stronger than probably most guards he's going to go against. He does a great job of drawing contact around the rim and either getting fouled or making a shot.
He could be like a bowling ball going downhill. You know, he doesn't have to start at the other end of the floor to get going, just like on that last basket. .23-point advantage for the Cats. Agnosovic off the front of the rim and finally gets a shooter's roll.
Yeah, that little mid-range jumper around the free throw line. Just seeing the ball go through the rim, it's got to be a positive for Lipscomb right now. Maybe they can build off that a little bit.
He's the first Bison's player into double figures. He's got 10, as Robinson now has 17.
Again, off the dribble, being very, very aggressive off the dribble.
Brought it up earlier, Kentucky came in with 4 players averaging double figures. Robinson just below that watermark, but now with 17 tonight, probably right back above it as the ball lost but regained by Charlie Williams. Williams on the handoff. Anderson, a little bit beyond the elbow, finishes.
Scoring deeper in the shot clock, making Kentucky guard a little bit longer, freed up an open shot from 15.
Andrew Carr, the reigning SEC Player of the Week, sets the screen for Butler. There he is using the size again. Instead, though, it comes out to Amari Williams. 10 to shoot. Kentucky, not very often they're this deep in the shot clock. Down low to Carr, good ball fake and a finish.
Great execution by Kentucky. The ball moved side to side multiple times, finally got a wide open layup.
53 to 30. He's so good with that ball fake. That big and one down the stretch against Duke.
Huge. He's not going to beat people with his necessarily athleticism, but he's got great moves, skills, shot fakes around the rim.
Owe wants to drive. He's denied, but he got bumped on the hip on the way through. Beautiful feed here down low as well from Butler.
What's great about this is Kentucky just ran their offense until Lipscomb made a mistake. Finally got the shot that they wanted. An assist.
You brought it up during the break, and I probably should have mentioned this when I mentioned the Amari Williams putback dunk where no one blocked him out. Fatigue could be a huge issue for this Lipscomb team. It was 48 hours ago that they were playing in Bowling Green against Western Kentucky, and they played 3 games last week, so this is a lot of mileage on those legs early in the year.
It is, and they came from Bowling Green to Lexington. They've been here for a couple days. They went light in practice yesterday, but also this is their 6th game in a couple weeks, where it's only Kentucky's 4th game. They've played a lot of games so far against some really, really good competition.
1 out of 2 for Otega Owe at the free throw line. Owe now with 8, looking to join Butler and Robinson in double figures for the Cats as they lead by 24. Anderson down the lane, a little good floater off the glass and in.
Created a gap with a good inside-out move and easy layup.
Garrison in for Amari Williams. Kerr Kriisa also in. Jackson Robinson, that's his shot, but left it a little strong. Anderson thought about the step back, and I think he's still kind of thinking about it, even with the bigger Butler on it. They go high-low, and Owe gets the steal. In transition. Kentucky couldn't get an open look, so they'll pull it out. You can see those backdoor cutters. They want to hit that. Step back 3, yes, from Jackson Robinson.
Robinson's is searching his shot a little more than he normally does, but he should right now because he is playing with a lot of confidence, seeing the ball go through the rim.
He's got 20. Driving is Pruitt off the glass and in.
Basket by Pruitt.
Now Robinson's previous high with the Cats was 14. He's now in shouting distance, Travis, of his career high of 28. Not sure he'll be able to play that long to see it, but nonetheless. It's Garrison backing his man down. Turnaround hook shot is good.
A big time move. Jump hooks are a little bit of a lost art in the game. Just a really good jump hook. Got to the spot on the court that he wanted to get to. Garrison's going to be a really good player for Kentucky.
McDonald's All-American transfer from Oklahoma State is Ognosovic through some contact.
That's the third bucket for Lipscomb off the dribble in the paint. Looks like they may be getting their second wind a little bit.
Garrison along 2. Coach Pope was talking about how he wants to see him shoot threes. Here's a 3 from Kriisa, left short. Another offensive board. Now Andrew Carr will line one up. Garrison, the putback is true.
If I could just stand with it until they get the easy one. Tried a couple of hard ones, just take the layup.
There was a shake of the head from Pope because he wants Garrison to shoot a 3, but he shot another long 2 on that one. Owe with the rebound here. He wants to go down the lane. He's cut off by Pruitt. Gets there anyway, off the glass and in.
Nice move. Coach Pope gives these guards a lot of freedom early in transition to take their men off the dribble, especially Owe and Butler.
Owe in double figures.
Nice pocket pass.
Charlie Williams the finish.
Yeah, really nice pass there. Drew 2 defenders.
The lead is 25 for Lipscomb, and they got some fresh legs coming in at the next dead ball. 4 gold jerseys wait at mid-table.
We're going to need them right now. Looks like you see them walking off. Robinson doing a great job of searching his shot, but that is a shot he can make, that step back 3.
25, but this is the 3rd all-time meeting between these two teams. Rajon Rondo and Ravi Mas back in the 05-06 season with an 18-point victory. Of course, Rondo enjoyed a very lengthy career in the NBA after his 2 seasons here on campus in Lexington. And in the last meeting, coming off a national championship, Kentucky and Lipscomb tangled. Kyle Wilcher a double-double. He sank 7 threes as Kentucky beat Lipscomb by 38 on that afternoon inside Rupp Arena. Of course, Wilcher, a great career here at Kentucky, a couple of seasons that he won a national championship in, and then he transferred over to Gonzaga for his final collegiate year. And now his 2 schools. He always has some fun with it. I always love seeing what he has planned for that game. This will be the 3rd installment of the annual series, but kind of a house divided for Wilcher when Kentucky plays Gonzaga, which they will in December out in Seattle.
No question. Went on to Gonzaga, had a good career. Talented shooter, very skilled player.
Ravi Mas, of course, was sitting right next to me during that Bucknell game as Rajon Rondo, a long NBA career. As we look at the upcoming notable games for Kentucky, they got a very busy month of December, Travis.
Yeah, this is for their non-conference. This is the beef of it. This is where they're going to get tested night in and night out. But that's what I think they've set themselves up with a good schedule.
And even this game tonight, you know, we were talking with Coach Pope about it as Owe goes to the rack and he's fouled. You know, this is a team in Lipscomb that's the heavy favorite to win the Atlantic Sun. If that does happen and they go to the tournament, it's a team that you might see in the first round as a 3 or a 4 seed or maybe as a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, they're not showing it right now, but they're a very good basketball team. They've got a lot of returning players. They've got 2 first-team all-conference players. Shots just aren't falling tonight. A little fatigued coming off the Western game. But this is a very good Lipscomb team that will go on to win 18 to 20 games.
Yeah, I love what Lenny Akoff has done here. Long career at Alabama Huntsville at the Division II level and has built up this Lipscomb program. Back-to-back 20-win seasons. Now in his 6th season at the helm.
The set play out of the timeout for them, an ISO one-on-one play.
Asman couldn't finish. Kentucky up by 27 at the moment.
Lipscomb in a zone, 2-3 zone that Coach Pope thought they would throw at them, thought they would play. Kentucky worked on going against his own the last couple of days.
Yeah, he said they deploy it about 20% of the time, and they'll give you the man in the middle, but won't give up much else. It's very similar to Syracuse's zone, right?
Absolutely. Look for Kentucky to get the ball in the middle and play out of the middle, inside to out.
Brea, you don't want to leave him open. Yes.
Hard to play zone when you got Brea, Kirk Risa, all on the court at the same time.
Second triple for Kobe Brea. They really haven't needed him tonight, but
nice
he's hit him when he shot him as great cut by Pruitt off the glass and in.
See if they stay in the zone.
This time Almanor, he's fouled. Front of the rim, no good, but he'll go to the line for 3. And that's his shot. Almanor will get to the free throw line for 3. When we come back, Kentucky up by 28 here in Lexington. New Kentucky career high for the BYU transfer, Jackson Robinson. He's got 20 tonight.
Yeah, Robinson's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Searching his shot, but he should be. He's feeling it tonight. And he's capable. He needed a big night, and he deserves it because, you know, he's a guy that, talk about preseason, everybody thought he would probably be leading Kentucky in scoring right now, but he's done other things to help Kentucky win. But now tonight, he's seeing a big rim and shots are going down.
And it's been an even distribution for him as well. He's got 3 trays, but also 3 inside the arc. And he has taken 2 trips to the line and is a perfect 5 for 5. He's only 8 points off of his career high. Don't think he's going to get there. I don't know if he'll see many minutes tonight here in the later stages of the game as Almanor makes the first free throw, but we'll see. As the lead is now 30, this is 3 free throws for Almanor. And that was his shot, Travis. That corner 3 Almanor loves, especially on that near side.
Yeah, he's searching threes. When he gets in the game, his job is to shoot threes. If he's open, make sure, and his teammates look for him. They know when he gets on the court, try to find him.
Set a Fairleigh Dickinson record for threes last year with 93. He was on that team that beat Purdue as a 16 seed when Purdue was a 1.
This Kentucky team's got a lot of players with a lot of experience, whether it be in the NCAA tournament, years, minutes.
Kentucky had to rebuild this roster. They do have some freshmen on the team, as Garrison, a sophomore, called for the foul, but he had to use the portal to rebuild this team. 0 returning production, one of just 7 teams for Kentucky, or for the nation rather, that were like that. So what does he do? He brings in 4 1,000-point scorers and 3 reigning defender of the year in their conference.
One of the most experienced teams in the country. A lot of these players are the benefit of the COVID year, where some of these guys could be in their 5th or 6th year. But I think this experience has really helped them early in the season.
Certainly helped them down the stretch last Tuesday against a very good but somewhat youthful, though still experienced Duke team. You may notice the noise amplification as the second free throw is good. I believe everyone in the house, except you and me, Travis, would have gotten free chicken had the both free throws not been good. He missed the first, but makes the second, much to the chagrin of the 20,000 plus here. Kobe Brea denied at the rim, and out of bounds, last touch by Brea. Great block there down low by the high-jumping Dylan Faulkner.
Yeah, Brea, I think, has made a conscious effort to try to get below the three-point line a little bit, but great block.
There's that vertical from the Georgia State champion in high jump and pole vault, despite being 6'9".
Four-time state champion.
At that height, too, it's crazy. As there's a foul being held down low as Ognasovic. For Kentucky, that's just their 3rd foul, each team with 3, so still a few to give for both sides.
Kentucky switches 1 through 4. Lipscomb's trying to get that switch on a smaller guard. That time it was Carissa on Ognasovic.
Kerr Kriisa in a blowout like this one at the moment anyway, unable to, or I should say not unable, is the good pass on the back door for Faulkner to get off the glass and in.
Now, Anderson does a great job of making that pocket pass on these rollers. And
Colin Chandler to the rack. What a move.
Great hesitation move. Big time hesitation move. Coming off the screen, putting it on the floor. Nice finish.
Chandler, an experienced freshman, 21 years of age. Spent a couple of years on a mission trip while he was committed to BYU and Mark Pope.
Going to be a really good player. Just hard for any young players to get a lot of minutes on this Kentucky team.
Here is Chandler again, corner 3. A little bit long. Almanor tipped it, but Anderson comes up with it. Good drive by Powell. Can't quite finish, and Brea, the rebound, might be tired legs there.
Little tired legs coming up short.
Kentucky in front by 30. Chandler on a high-low as he gets to the rim.
That's a great shoulder cut by Chandler, and a really good pass by Garrison. Kentucky's big men are very good passers. They have to be because the ball's in their hands so much.
Well, coming into the
great shoulder cut.
Sorry about that, Travis. Coming into the preseason, if you ask the coaches, who's a guy that's standing out in practice right now that maybe you're a little surprised by, maybe a little ahead of schedule than what you thought, one of the more unanimous selections was Colin Chandler.
Yeah, he's very deceptively, very athletic. very good in the open court. Is a great three-point shooter. Hasn't had a chance to show it yet, but I've seen him in practice. Can really, really shoot it. Going to be a really good player in the years to come.
There was just that big question of the 2-year layoff, and he didn't touch a basketball for a long time, and it really hasn't shown.
Yeah, it takes a little time to knock some rust off.
Down low to Faulkner. Faulkner, turnaround jumper, good, and a foul. There you see the hops from Faulkner again.
Nice move, fade away, pull up.
Foul is on Harrison. That's his third and the team's fourth.
Good footwork.
Part of that returning experience for Lipscomb. He played in 29 games last year for Lipscomb. State champion in high jump and pole vault. He can also juggle a little bit, but they only have one ball out there, luckily for him.
Faulkner was slowed earlier in the year. He missed the first couple of games with an ankle injury. Still not 100%, but they're giving. He was on a minute restriction last couple of games. Now he looks like he's getting a little bit back more to form.
He's a guy they're really excited about, and when he's been on tonight, we can see why. Butler back into the game, as is Amari Williams and Andrew Carr. Anderson nearly got through that lane to steal it, but Chandler used his body to cut him off. And Anderson called for the foul. Seems like Chandler, too, Travis, can play that hybrid guard-forward role for them, too, which they like so much.
No question. He's got good size. Like I mentioned earlier, very athletic player. Very active. Moves well without the basketball.
Wanted the alley-oop there. It wasn't there. Is now a deep three from Chandler. Is no good. Amari Williams, the rebound. The putback is in.
Williams just using his length, athleticism, playing above the rim.
Another double-digit rebound effort from him. That was his 10th of the night. Pruitt, good from the elbow.
He's had a tough night, but get to that mid-range is a shot he can make.
Butler, a little fake to his right. The three is good.
Dangerous jab step.
My goodness.
That was quite a jab.
Faulkner will go from outside this time. It's no good.
Very, very short. Legs aren't into their shot.
11th rebound for Amari Williams.
Just
right down the lane is Butler.
Playing very fatigued. Kentucky taking advantage of it.
Cats took a lot of pride early in the year hitting triple digits, and I think you're kind of getting the sense right now that they see it in sight.
I think it's a pretty good chance.
Faulkner working on Amari Williams. He's blocked out of bounds. Amari Williams with the block.
We have a timeout on the floor.
Butler hasn't been shooting the ball extremely well this year, but shooting it well tonight. Shooting it with a lot of confidence.
Still plenty of time left in this one. 7.5 to play. Kentucky with 83 on the board, and 100 points very much in their sights. As head coach Nick Mingione of UK Baseball. You know, Travis, you go to the College World Series, they let you sit courtside from time to time.
You get the best seat in the house, absolutely. That's one way to get them.
He and Mrs. Mingione enjoying the game from the sidelines as we look at the offensive ranks for Kentucky. And, you know, they take a lot of pride in that 100 mark, hitting it early in this year. They got another one on the horizon tonight, and it shows with their numbers overall.
Yeah, they've hit at least 10 threes in every game that they've played. The assist number is just such an impressive number, such an unselfish basketball team. You know, the points per game is not shocking when you're averaging 23 assists a game and making 11 threes. But this is a very, very dangerous offensive team. But I think their defense it could carry them.
83-48, Lipscomb ball out of the timeout. Agnosovic,
ISO.
Turnaround jumper, a little fade over Williams is no good. He's giving up about 4 inches on that matchup.
Yeah, it's not easy to shoot over Amari Williams.
No.
That's not...
Andrew Carr, the reigning SEC Player of the Week, a bit of a quiet night.
Great
but
patient.
he's got a... No, he doesn't. Thought he had a bucket. But he taps it out, and Butler runs it down.
Yeah, Kentucky's getting every 50-50 ball, coming up with all the loose balls.
Ortega Owe drives baseline. Whoa, a slam from Oway.
Explosive. He's a very explosive player.
85-48. Oway's got 14. One of 3 double-figure scores right now for Kentucky as that ball knocked out of bounds. Just driving baseline here.
Yeah, great first step. Oway has a great first step. Lamont Butler's got a great first step.
And a big roar from the crowd because the Kentucky boys are checking in. Trent Noah, the freshman from Harlan, Kentucky, and his fellow freshman, Travis Perry from Eddyville, Kentucky at Lyon County High School are into the game for the first time tonight. They don't get much time this year, but they're certainly big factors into the future for Kentucky.
No question, this is valuable experience for them. Anytime they can get on the court, play some valuable minutes, it's going to help them in the long run.
They swing it around to Chandler, passes up the 3. Jump step comes inside, but lost the handle. Pruitt out to Anderson, thought about the 3. And Chandler picked the pocket. Oh, behind the back to Williams.
Did he roll that ball between his legs?
Hello, top 10 for College Chandler.
Great hustle play.
And Williams wanted another breakaway.
Yeah, everybody's gambling for steals at this point. Trying to block every shot.
3 in the corner is in and out, no good. Ignacevic working hard down low and gets the putback.
Finally found a few smaller guys on him. Made it a little bit easier for him.
See if Perry and Noah can get involved. Perry, step back 3 on the way, no good. This crowd was ready to explode just as much as they did for that dunk. Off the tip of the hands, Williams can't find the handle, so Lipscomb keeps it. Pruitt driving inside. Oh, what a move to get that one.
Very nice reverse layup. Getting in the paint. Lipscomb's going to play. They're going to keep playing till the end here.
87-52. Williams off the leg, gets it right back. Now Brea. Brea, step back 3, top of the key. Yes!
That is not an easy shot. That pull back, step back 3 is not an easy 3. He makes it look easy.
He's got 9, and he's a perfect 3 for 3, so that 75% number, Travis, is somehow going to go up. 3 on the way for Ignacevic. Gets it from atop the key.
He's been looking for that one.
Ignacevic with 17 to lead the Bisons. Noah down low to Williams. Williams. He's got some size advantage here. He's going to use it. Turnaround left-handed hook is good.
Left-handed jumper off the glass. Great patience in the post. Got to his spot.
Anderson uses the screen, gets to the elbow, instead kicks it out. In trouble is Boylan. Now Ignacevic. He's got a huge size advantage here. See if he uses it. Backs Perry out, instead kicks it out. 3-pointer on the way is no good. Brea, the rebound, unable to hit it. Boylan. 92-55. Brea in some space for 3. He's fouled, so that won't hurt the 3-point percentage as it doesn't count, and he will shoot free throws when we come back. But what a play by Chandler to set up a dunk.
Yeah, between the legs. What a hustle play. Pass between the legs. Getting the fans off their feet.
Kentucky in control over Lipscomb, 92-55. That's going on here tonight, just down the road at historic Memorial Coliseum. The Kentucky women had a couple of big wins as they're also in year 1 of a new coaching era with Kenny Brooks. And boy, has he infused some juice into that program. as they are up to 15th after their win over number 18 Louisville on Saturday.
That's a big win in the rivalry game against Louisville. He's done a great job recruiting, bringing a lot of energy, revitalizing the women's program, but there's a lot of excitement around the women's basketball team.
Undefeated, they had a little bit of a scare last night, Purdue-Fort Wayne. You know, it's one of those games, and we talked about it with Mark Pope, the fear of the game right after such an emotional win, and it was even compounded for the women because it was less than 48 hours after an overtime arch rival win. As Brea sinks the first free throw, he'll have 2 more.
Every coach is concerned after a big win, a rivalry win, or a national win. I think it really benefited Kentucky to have a week off. Plus, they got all the experience, you know, these veteran players. And I could forget about it pretty quick.
I loved what he said at shoot-around about the look-ahead game. He said, we don't even talk about it because you don't want to speak it into existence. He didn't think it would be a problem, and it certainly hasn't been tonight.
It really helps to have a veteran team coming off the Duke win, handled it the right way, came out. There's a lot to be said for this Kentucky team doing what they were supposed to do tonight. It could have been a letdown or whatever, but there's a lot to be said. This Lipscomb's a good basketball team. Kentucky has made them play bad tonight.
Yeah, they played Arkansas very tough in Fayetteville.
Very tough.
Backdoor pass. Down low to Boylan. Boylan finishes and gets the foul.
Coach Acuff's high on Boylan. He's been hurt, had a shoulder injury. This is only a second game back. Played at Air Force last year. Same system at Air Force that he's playing in right now here at Lipscomb, but they think he has a chance to be a really, really good player for them.
Averaged 7 points a game at Air Force. He set an Air Force record for threes in a conference game, so he can shoot it a little bit too. Made the and one, 95-58. And a whistle and a foul, and Travis Perry, I think, ran over his man trying to cut through that screen.
Those illegal screens that used to frustrate me so much. They're hard to navigate. You're trying to do the right thing as an offensive player, and a lot of times the defensive player can just flop. But a good call there.
Turnover back to the Bisons. On a handoff, three-pointer is long from the Wisconsin transfer, Ross Candolino. Now Williams will fire one up and gets it, rattles it in.
Off an offensive rebound, long shots, rebounding long.
Perry running the point for Kentucky. I think this is the first time we've seen him in game action, at least in the regular season, run the point.
I really like Kentucky's freshmen. Travis Perry, Trent Noah, Chandler, they're all going to be really good players for Kentucky. It's just going to be hard to play this year with so many veteran players on Kentucky's team.
In the lane, unable to finish, but he'll go to the line as Logan Suber. Suber, the redshirt freshman from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Yeah, coming off a ball screen, just leading in, trying to draw a foul. Those drives right there, all offensive players trying to do is just draw a foul. Not even trying to put the ball in the hole.
Suber, 5 points in that game against Arkansas, redshirted last year, but that redshirt year was basically his senior year of high school. He reclassified to join the team early, so he's about as true freshman as a redshirt freshman can get.
Playing behind two good guards, though. Really good guards.
Kentucky in search of 100. They got 2 minutes to do it, up 95-63. Perry and Noah, the two Kentucky freshmen, Kentucky native freshmen, I should say, still looking for their first points officially in the blue and white.
Well, they both have played well in this arena, that's for sure. They're in their high school days.
Yes, at the KHSAA state tournament. Of course, it was Travis's team that cut down the nets as Perry has his first points in a Kentucky uniform.
What an incredible high school career. He's going to have a great career here at Kentucky. Plays with a lot of toughness. Watched him a lot in practice. Really getting better every single day. Future's bright.
Three-pointer on the way from Williams is good. And he's saying, where was that in the first half?
It's amazing how much easier they can become, and really the game's kind of over with and not much on the line.
They were 2 of 20 to start. They're 3 of 9 since then, which isn't outstanding, but it's better.
Good pass. They worked on that play a lot yesterday in practice, just the drive, relocate from their big man to pick and pop.
Perry will bring the ball up the floor with 1:20 left. Now they want to get Noah involved. Noah driving to the free throw line. Noah dumping it, looking, dangerous pass, tipped out of bounds. It was last touched by Garrison as he tried to save it.
Freshmen get a little bit rushed right now. Let the offense work.
I think they'll have one more possession to try to get those points until they call it off.
Might need to get a shot up pretty quick.
Driving down the lane is Hawk. Off the glass and in.
Basket by Hawk.
55 seconds. Noah,
Here it is.
wide open, three-pointer on the way. No, a little bit long. Student section was ready for it, though.
Everybody was ready for the 100. They get it below 30. Kentucky gets ball below 30 on the shot clock. They'll just play it out.
Hauk gets to the rack, blocked by Garrison, who gets the rebound. Shot clock and game clock virtually the same, but the shot clock right now is still on. And Mark Pope says, nah, just let this dribble out.
That's the right thing to do.
The crowd
doesn't like it, but that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, the crowd had a little upset, but as you said, an impressive night for Kentucky as they'll now get a well-deserved round of applause. A dominating effort after an emotional win a week ago against Duke.
Very impressive coming off the Duke game. Dominated on both ends of the court. Lipscomb didn't play well offensively, but it had a lot to do with Kentucky's defense.
Jackson Robinson will be by here shortly to chat with us after his Kentucky high with 20 points. Jackson finishing with 20 points and 7 rebounds in 29 minutes of action, but 4 different players in double figures, and then you also had 8 from Garrison and 6 from Almanor. This was a Kentucky offense tonight, Travis, that was just really firing on all cylinders.
It was. Got off to a great start, which is very important, coming off the Duke game, getting a great start, being off a week. Saw, Jackson Robinson having confidence early, plays a big difference.
And then that glaring number, 3-point field goals. Lipscomb was getting a lot of good looks. They were shooting a lot in that first half. They just weren't knocking them down like the Cats were.
Well, at the end of the day, Lipscomb had to have some three-point shots just to stay in the game. They couldn't get them to go down. And it's a double-edged sword when you're missing threes and Kentucky's making threes. You're in for a very, very long night.
Jackson with 20 points tonight, the BYU transfer, reigning Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year, but he's acclimating well to the starting 5, isn't he?
Yeah, by far his probably best game as a Wildcat. Saw a big rim tonight, was very aggressive scoring, very aggressive off the dribble. Scored in a lot of different ways tonight. Pull-ups, threes.
97-68 the final here tonight as Kentucky will get the win, and that letdown worry is no longer a worry, although as we mentioned we were talking with Coach Pope at shoot-around. I think the worry was all us over here. He was not worried. He didn't even mention the word at shoot-around or any of the practices. He said that's not a term that he wants in the heads of any of his guys in the program.
Yeah, Coach Pope never wants to lead with let's not do this, let's not do that. Let's talk more about what we want to get done. And I think, again, getting off to a great start tonight was really big for Kentucky.
Jackson Robinson making his way over to the broadcast position. He had 20 points tonight, which is a new Kentucky high. I think he would have had a really good shot at that career high at 28, but just didn't see the minutes because of the scoring margin. And Jackson, first of all, thanks for stopping by the broadcast here tonight, but a really good individual effort from you this evening with 20 points, but no letdown tonight, huh, after that Duke win last week?
Yeah, we can't get comfortable. I felt like we came out and competed. Duke was a big win, but, you just got to keep on marching forward, and I feel like we did a great job of that tonight.
Yeah, Jackson, you look like you were being a little more aggressive tonight, looking to score a little bit. You scored in a lot of different ways, but it looked like your mindset was try to score a few points early and, looked like you were seeing a big rim. Were you trying to be a little more aggressive early?
Yeah, like I said, the Duke win was great. I felt like for me personally, I let my team down with my body language last game, so I felt like coming out tonight, I just wanted to make sure I was aggressive and a great teammate and just let everything else take care of itself.
And a night of a lot of highlights. How'd you like that Chandler save to Amari Williams on the breakaway dunk?
It was great. It was great.
Jackson, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck on Friday night. Quick turnaround for the Cats this week.
Appreciate it.
Jackson Robinson, 20 points here tonight. A new Kentucky high for him as the BYU transfer leads the Cats to a 29-point victory. Big thanks to our outstanding SEC Network crew, and for my man Travis Ford, I'm Andrew Kappas saying good night here from Lexington.